Now joining me now, defense attorney Misty Marris, for what we've learned yesterday, what will come today. On that video, it was fascinating. The judge said to the attorneys that jurors are not going to be disqualified for having seen it. The way he said it is, we're not going to be able to have a jury that has not seen any of this footage. What do you think of this?
Yeah, you're right, Kate, because this case just permeates everything. Everyone knows something about it. And that video was seen by so many people that it would be almost impossible to eliminate everybody and still be able to see 12 individuals and 6 alternates. So here was the key. The key was, did you know about the case? Did you read about the case? Did you see this video? But can you put whatever you saw in the media aside? And remember, there's 60-some civil cases out there. That's not really going to be part of the criminal trial. It's much more narrow. Right. So there's a lot that jurors will have to put aside any preconceived notions and come into that courtroom without bias. And that's what they were trying to weed out yesterday.
Trying to weed that out. The group of jurors that have not been struck so far, they range in age from 30 to 75. Most college educated with careers that really run the gamut. Scientists, professional movers, grocery store deli clerks. 2 women who say that they themselves are survivors of sexual assault. What do you think of this group so far?
So far, there's 19 jurors who are deemed qualified. So those are individuals who aren't being eliminated for cause, meaning there was no bias that could keep them from deliberating and being neutral when they go into the courtroom. So this pool is interesting because there are some people who are a little controversial. For instance, there was a woman who works at HBO, and the defense objected to her on the jury because HBO produced a documentary, The Fall of Diddy. The judge said it's okay for her to remain. To the 2 sexual assault survivors, they said that they could put any preconceived notions aside and be unbiased when they came in. So this is all what happens during this qualification phase, and the goal is to get 45 qualified jurors. But that's when the real gamesmanship begins.
Right.
That's when you have what's called preemptory challenges. The defense gets 10, the prosecution gets 6. That's where you can eliminate jurors from that pool without saying
just because,
why.
yeah.
Just because. And you want people on that jury that you think, your best guess, are going to lean towards your case.
So there's something of a mystery that came about yesterday, which was the prospective jurors that were given this large binder of names of celebrities, like Michael B. Jordan, Michelle Williams, Kanye West was in there, Mike Myers might have been in there. Not clear at this point any of their involvement even in the trial, but the list was so long that the judge called it compared it to an appendix to the Lord of the Rings. What is this?
It's a people and places list, Kate. So this is something that happens at most trials where you go through individuals who, even though they're not part of the case, they're not necessarily alleged victims, they may not have anything to do with the actual charges, but they may come up during the trial. And the idea is to identify them at the beginning of jury selection to find out whether or not jurors have any sort of connection to those individuals, whether or not that would be something that could keep them from being unbiased when the case proceeds. But that people and places list was pretty telling. So while we don't really know where some individuals fit in, I'm thinking about Cassie Ventura, Kid Cudi. We know that her civil suit alleged that Diddy blew up his car as an act of intimidation. So we can kind of piece some of that together, how it may come up during the trial.
So let's see, where are we right now? It'll start back up in just about 30 minutes from now. Let's see what day 2 brings us. Thank you so much, Misty.
Thanks, Kate.